Okay everyone, welcome to the first round of the Sneak Attack Invitational. This matchup is between Seb Symonds and Tamao Cameron. Seb's going to be running Golisopod Zoroark, and Tamao's going to have a very interesting deck. You can see it there, Xerneas Break, and it also has Electrode in it.
It's got another surprise in it as well.
Yeah, it has some nice surprises in there, because you can do a lot of shenanigans with counter energies and rainbows.
Yeah.
So it should be really interesting to watch. I have no idea what the matchup's like since I've never seen Tamao's deck in action.
I tested it a bit earlier. Don't really know how to play it, so I can't really comment.
So it might be a complicated deck then. Seb's going to use Bridget on turn 1. Look for his deck.
I think he was just debating whether to get a Wimpod and 2 Zoroarks.
Yeah.
Or go for like maybe 2 Wimpods and 1 Zoroark. I think 2 Zoroarks is probably a lot stronger.
I think you usually go for as many Zoroarks as possible.
Yeah. So he might go for 3, just so he has them.
So you could go for 2 Zoroarks and a Wimpod, I think, because he has 1 active.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a really strong turn 1. I think the 2 mulligans really helped out.
Helped him draw into a lot of cards that he needed. He did start with 2 Bridgets as well, though.
Yeah. I think the only thing he could have wanted there was a grass energy attach, maybe. Just to...
Yeah, put some more pressure on.
So Tamao's opened with Fairy Garden, Xerneas with a Volta on the bench. And, okay, 2 Voltorbs. Oh, there's the spice.
And there's the Hooper.
Hooper, because you play counter energies and Tamao plays rainbow energy, you can actually attack with that and potentially lock your opponent out of the game. So it's quite a strong start here. Fairy energy, 2 Voltorbs and a Hooper. So Fraser is already going to struggle to stop this setup.
Yeah, and I think Tamao would have liked a couple of DCE or counter energies in the discard of that Sycamore.
Yeah,
potentially. As well, just because Electrode is a very interesting ability, especially when paired with Xerneas Break, as it can attach any energy from the discard by knocking itself out, and you can attach 5 different energy cards.
Yeah, he plays 4 Acro Bike, I believe, in his list, just for that reason, to discard as many energy as possible.
Yeah.
Didn't happen there, but... And then Ultra Ball. Again, hopefully he can discard energies. I think that's what he wants to do. Yep, there we go.
And there we go.
So, an Electrode, even for a DC and a counter energy, is already pretty strong here. Especially since he's Geomancying for 2 more.
Yeah.
So, this is a really interesting deck. I think most people just assumed it wouldn't be strong enough because you lose so many prizes quickly, because you're setting up with both Xerneas and then losing prizes with Electrode, but a lot of energy on the board with an enter free with single prize or attackers is really strong.
And especially with the counter energies being attached by Electrode as well. It's another thing, because you go down 2 prizes and then counter energies become live.
Yeah. Seb has quite a strong turn 2 here. He has 2 Zoroarks out.
2 Zoroarks.
But I'm not sure how he approaches this, because
he can't get rid of Bridget, and then
I think he wants to
Cynthia.
I think he wants to Cynthia potentially to get more trades after the shuffle draw. So he ends up with.
So if he draws back into Bridget, he can just trade it away.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not sure how Seb approaches this matchup though, because he can't really one-hit KO anything, Xerneas wise, because of.
And Xerneas is resistant as well.
Yeah. And then there's still the Hooper threat. So this is going to be really interesting.
So I think that gives Tamao a license to just sit back for a couple of turns and try and get as much energy in the discard as possible.
Yeah. I think Tamao's deck is meant to be quite strong against these sort of Zoroark decks with no disruption outs. Because I'm not really sure what they can do to keep up throughout. So there's a Xerneas Break for Tamao. An Electrode GX. And oh boy, could we see the turn 2 Electrode GX?
Is he going to do it, or is he going to try and get some more energy in the discard first?
He's got an N.
Yeah, it's got an N, so there's potential for N into energy and Ultra Ball.
Yeah. It's interesting he didn't.
Seb drew quite nicely off of that N as well.
It's interesting. Tamao elected not to use Electrode before the end to put Seb down to 4, but he hasn't really got a strong enough setup to capitalize on it, so it might make sense. I don't think Seb, with his current board state, has a way to, or even in general, has a way to 1-hit KO an Electrode.
No. Except for No, even that's going to be 10 short because with a choice band, a Golisopod GX attack does 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tamao might just be content to Geomancy for another turn. It's also really nice because it just thins the deck of potential useless cards like those energy, so you're more likely to draw into counter energy and DCE.
Yeah.
So he's just going to go for a Geomancy. He's got plenty of time here. I don't think he needs to do anything. Seb's board isn't threatening at all.
No, and even though this active Xerneas is going to get knocked out, he has no energy left.
He just didn't attach any energy. It's very interesting.
Even though this Xerneas is going to get knocked out, it is just one prize.
Yeah. Tamao really doesn't mind that this gets knocked out.
No.
Because he'll go down to 5 prizes and then 3 of the Electrode Seb will. And then I'm not really sure how he can take 3 from there. Especially if Tamao just plays his board right.
Yeah. It'll be a very... you have to calculate everything you do.
Yeah.
Well, Seb would.
I'm just trying to think how Seb approaches this, especially considering I'm pretty sure Seb had no clue that Tamao was playing this deck.
Yeah. And I think Armor Press might be a way forward. Which I think Seb was considering with that TCE hovering over the Wimpod.
Yeah. Well, if Seb finds a way to pull this out, then he's clearly a very, very strong player, because I'm really struggling right now to think.
He is a very, very strong player in his own right as well.
Yeah, of course. He's invited to this for a reason. He's won a regionals this season, had countless other good placements, and he's just been improving and improving year after year.
And on top of all that, he's a very nice guy as well.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest people in the community as well. So he just elects to KO the Xerneas. The other thing is here, Tamao only has 1 attacker on the board apart from the Hooper, so...
You can hit counter energy to the Hooper, there's 1 in his discard.
Yeah. So...
But I think he would like some more energy in that discard and potentially some more Pokemon on the bench.
Yeah. Seb's out here might be that Tamao just doesn't find more attackers throughout this game. But that Hooper, man, I'm not sure what Seb can do against it.
I think Tamao is considering just retreating into Hooper and attacking with that.
Yeah, he has free retreat as well.
Yeah. So that means he can save his Electrode for another turn.
Yeah. The interesting thing with the deck is that you just don't have to Electrode until you absolutely need it, especially against Seb's board state where there's no way of him 1-hit KOing it.
Oh, he did have Fairy Energy in his discard pile.
Okay, so he just decided
not in
not
his
to
discard
attach.
pile, in his deck. He just decided not to attach.
Yeah.
I could potentially see why. He probably didn't want to clutter up a Hooper.
Yeah.
With Fairy Energy.
There's another energy discard. This is going to be a big Electrode turn.
He's got four energy cards in the discard pile now, I think.
4 or 5 maybe. Because he KO'd the Xerneas as well.
Yeah.
See what he's going to get. You'd assume a Xerneas. I can't imagine. I can't think of
I can't imagine anything else. Unless he's going for the spicy 2 Electrodes.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a good idea.
The Voltorb actually also has a really interesting ability. There's the Xerneas.
He gets free retreat with energy on it, right?
Yeah, so you conserve the energy on the Electrode as well for Xerneas' attack. So it gives you a sort of pseudo free retreater, which is really nice.
Oh, you can put the rainbow onto the Voltorb, because then Electrode's GX attack comes into effect as well.
Yeah, Electrode actually has surprisingly a very viable GX attack. It does, what is it, 30 plus 50 for each energy you choose to discard anywhere on your board.
So. I think this works very, very well in this deck.
Yeah. I think the only downside of Electrode is you can't attach it to GX Pokemon, right? So it would have to go on.
It needs to go onto the Voltorb, and then So I think that's probably what he's trying to do, is try and find the rainbow to put in his discard pile so he can attach it to the Voltorb without the 10 damage going on it.
Yeah.
Because then Golisopod will be able to KO the Electrode when he evolves it.
I feel kind of bad for Seb here.
Yeah, Seb just helped us out to confirm that there is a rainbow in Tamao's discard pile.
Okay. Oh, he's activating Electrode GX.
Oh boy.
This is something I didn't think I'd see for a long time.
Yeah, we thought it would be like a couple of sets down the line.
Yeah, maybe something would come out eventually that went well with it, but Tamao's found this deck, and sure seems strong against Golisopod.
So I do think Armor Press is definitely what Seb is going to be looking to do next turn, as well as Enhanced Hammer away one of the energies that is attached. It'd be interesting to see if he goes for the rainbow that just got attached to the Voltorb, or a different special energy that will make him discard 2 energies from Tamao's board.
Yeah, I think Tamao's recognised that Seb's only chance at dealing with the Hooper is sort of Enhanced Hammer spam.
Yeah.
So he's put a lot of energy on it, and the energy on it is just safe. And I was saying about retreating into Hooper, but Xerneas Brig just one-hit KO'd Zoroark, so the energy is just safe on the Hooper.
With some damage to spare as well.
Yeah, this
it's very interesting as Tamao doesn't actually play any tools as well in his deck. So he has no choice burns.
Well, I guess you don't need it if you have Electrode to get 5 energy.
Yeah. So he's gone for the stadium instead of float stones as well.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest problems with Xerneas before was Parallel really hurt it. But
I think when you can pile energy onto a Hooper, I think you're fine.
Yeah. So Seb's looking to
double Enhanced Hammer, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's his best course of action here.
Yeah. He might even consider. He doesn't have a float stone, so
he can crossing cut GX and double Enhanced Hammer to remove what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy off the board.
Which is very, very strong.
Yeah. So very good.
I think you have to get rid of the counter energy.
Well, you can get rid of both, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Tamao only plays with one rainbow, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah. Seb doesn't know this, obviously, so I think he's trying to decide if he needs to remove energy off that off the Voltorb.
Yeah.
But this is a really strong turn. It's basically almost completely nullified
the Electrode. He essentially gets 2 free prizes, as well as a knockout and hurting Tamao's board state at the same time.
So we said that Seb's a very good player. He's managed to find his best out.
He's found a way
in this game. And there's enough prizes on Tamao's bench now to finish out the game as well. So great play from Seb to recognise that.
I wonder if we're going to see the Electrode GX attack.
Potentially. Although you have to remove the energy, so...
That is true.
Seb is very close to winning this game. He's already got a Guzma in hand as well, so...
Yeah.
That's a KO on an Oranguru and a Voltorb, potentially.
Yeah.
Tamao might have to
Oranguru or
evolve the
Voltorb.
Electrode now, just so it doesn't get KO'd by Golisopod.
Yeah. And he does get the max potion as well.
Yeah.
So if something doesn't get knocked out, he can just remove that damage to eliminate any Guzma threats.
There's another Hooper, counter energy on the
Another
Hooper.
counter energy on the Hooper.
But Seb potentially has his 2 prizes on board right here, though. If Tamao doesn't get rid of the Voltorb. Well, evolve it.
Okay, that is a big hand for Seb. He has a draw supporter and a stadium to limit Tamao's bench as well.
Yeah. I think the stadium's bigger at the moment. I think he really wants to go after the Voltorb with a Guzma ASAP.
Yeah. So I think he just gets rid of the stadium. Or no.
It's hard to say here. He might get rid of the Cynthia. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, again, yeah. Cynthia.
There's the Guzma.
There we go.
This is turning out to be really interesting. Seb's found the out.
And there we go.
Parallel City. Also just gets rid of free retreat if it's when he's killing the Voltorb. I'm assuming he's going to go after the Voltorb.
Well, he can't kill. He can't KO that. Oh no, he can with his Zoroark. There we go.
Yeah. Well, he can kill the Oranguru, but
yeah,
I feel like I would have liked to see the Voltorb get KO'd
I feel like
first.
I think the Voltorb might be threatening a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, the other thing. I was about to say the other thing we don't know.
We don't know how many
Guzmas he has. So
if Tamao's got another N, he needs to use it.
Yeah. Or he doesn't need an N if he can evolve the Electrode.
That is true as well.
So either or would be quite useful here.
Oof.
As a Cynthia. So he needs the Electrode, or Seb has just somehow sneaked a victory from this game.
Yeah. Otherwise it's going to be a very hard slog to dig out 2 Guzmas for the Xerneas on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I would have liked to see Seb KO the Voltorb, because he could have done the Oranguru KO the turn after. Yeah. And I don't think Tamao needed to draw anything in particular, which would have disrupted Seb. So we're just going to see a Super Cybolt, so this might be a slow few turns.
Just searching for that extra energy for that Electrode.
Yeah.
Would you just Guzma up the Electrode and hit it, so that you only need 1 more attack on it if he chooses to attack with it?
I think you might have to, or Guzma up even like the Xerneas or Xerneas break. Potentially the Xerneas, depending on how many energies Tamao has left. Because then it's harder to retreat. But it also depends how many puzzles Seb has left. I think he only plays 2 Guzma in his list.
Oh, I think unless one is his last prize, he has only used 2 puzzles. So he will have another one.
So he's thinking of the play as well. Yeah, he's gone after the Xerneas with no energy because it needs more for Tamao to retreat.
Energy to retreat.
So, and he's just going to go for an armor press, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think armor press would be safest.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to think if there's any reason not to in the subsequent turns.
If he break evolves, that's just an extra. That's just 150.
Yeah, so it would be 170. Yeah, I mean, you can hit it with Mew as well to avoid resistance if he has to. So we see an Evo Soda fail from Tamao. Acrobike. He needs an energy as well this turn, or he's lost. Or a Guzma. So, really impressive play from Seb though, honestly. This is... You'd think this would be a really poor matchup, especially with the Hooper, but...
Yeah, and Tamao finds his own Guzma.
Yeah.
To KO the Zoroark.
Yeah. I mean, this is... Tamao needed to hit Guzma that turn, I think, to keep in the prize race, and now... Oh,
okay, there we go.
There's the double puzzle. So, somehow, Seb has won this matchup.
He's dug it out. He's
done it.
He's
the
found
madman's done it. Honestly, though, really great play from Seb to recognise his win conditions in this matchup.
And he is doing the Mew play.
Yeah. The only thing I would have liked to see was going after the Voltorb first, but I mean, in the end, it didn't matter. He still had the resources to finish it out. So, I mean, just yeah.
It was a very good play by both players. They both found the outs they needed to try and stay in it.
Yeah.
Seb just got a little bit more lucky than Tamao with his top deck in the last turn of that game.
I'm gonna switch over to Tamao now for game 2. We get to see this Xerneas deck in action from the man himself. We'll see if going first makes a difference in this matchup. I think Seb went first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
I think Seb went first last game, yeah.
Yeah, so Tamao gets an extra turn here. And
starts with Bridget in his hand, but no basic.
Yeah, Tamao also mulliganed twice last game, which gave Seb a bit more of the resources he needed. He starts Xerneas, and
I think he mulliganed a couple of times this time as well, because you don't get to see the mulligans anymore until you finished, and he had a couple of arrows.
Mulligan twice again.
Yeah, he might. Okay, Rainbow in discard straight away. That is very strong.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what supporter he uses here. Is he still going for Bridget? Okay.
Does he go for N or Bridget?
I think he wants to go for Bridget.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting play that he didn't go for Lele for Bridget before the acro bike. I think that was because he could have got Bridget off the acro bike, and that would have been stronger than having the GX on the board.
Stronger than having the Lele on the board, because that's 2 free prizes for a Golisopod.
So small but smart play from Tamao, and yeah.
To get rid of the Sycamore and the energy.
Yeah, I think he doesn't. He's debating what to discard, because I think he wants to draw a card with Oranguru here, potentially.
Yeah. He might try for 2 cards by attaching.
But
no, he's just going to pass the turn.
The cards are really strong in his hand.
Yeah.
I think he values an energy attachment for the turn guaranteed over 1 card.
Yeah. Because you don't know what you're going to get off that 1 card.
Yeah.
It could just be another Sycamore, and then you'll be like stuck there, and you'll be 1 Sycamore down.
Yeah. As long as he gets a Rainbow next turn, he should be good.
A Rainbow's in the prize, in the discard.
No, sorry, I meant Fairy Energy
for
Geomancy.
Yes. He has got more Xerneas on the board turn 1 this game compared to last game as well, which is very, very strong.
His board looks a bit more developed, although he doesn't have the Hooper down. I wasn't paying attention if it was praised either, so...
I don't think I was paying attention either.
So that would be interesting. Seb once again opens Bridget. I think it's very fair, especially considering he mulliganed twice.
And he does do the same play he did last game as well.
And just goes for an energy drive.
1 Zoroark short than he was last game. Hooper was not prized.
That's very unfortunate top deck.
Oh no!
Oh dear!
Oh no!
Just before the Sycamore.
Oh.
Seb did a very interesting play of attacking with the Lele there. I think it's because then both Zoroark can take a KO potentially, and also Wimpod evolving into Golisopod can also take a KO if he breaks it. So smart little damage from Seb.
We see an Instruct before Oranguru. Sorry, not before Oranguru. Before Sycamore. We see an Instruct and he instantly gets another Xerneas break and an energy, and he chooses not to attach the energy, he just Sycamores it away.
Yeah, I think he just wants more energy in the discard for sure.
It was a fairy energy, so there was an argument to attach it to the active, so you could definitely Geomancy.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to make sure he could get as much value of Electrode later on.
Yeah,
especially with after seeing Seb's enhanced hammering plays last game. So I think he's debating whether to Ultra Ball away Pokemon. Oh,
he just went straight for Geomancy.
Oh, okay, I thought he retreated for a second somehow. I think he was debating whether to Ultra Ball that turn for more energy in the discard or the counter energy, but he's just decided against it.
I think he really wants to discard 2 counter or two, or a counter and a double colorless with the Ultra Ball.
So,
Which really maximizes the amount of energy in his discard pile each discard.
yeah. Back to Seb's turn. I think his main goal here is to get as many Zoroarks out as possible. So he's got one. Got a Floatstone and a Cynthia. A common thing with Zoroark decks is to use your draw supporter and then afterwards use trades. Because then you keep the cards you have for longer, if that makes sense.
Yes. A lot of people seem to trade before and then use their draw supporter.
Yeah. There's different times, obviously, when trading first is useful, but
I think
in general,
if you're
that's what you
really
aim for.
trying to dig for something,
Yeah.
you might trade first. But if you're just trying to get a fresh hand, you just use your draw supporter to shuffle back in and then trade after.
So here's
then you have more options to trade.
Yeah. So here's the downfall of Xerneas in the past is Parallel City. Tamao's just had to get rid of his Oranguru, which was unfortunate. I was going to say he lost the energy attachment for the first turn, but again, Electrode gets it right back.
Yeah.
And there's an immediate KO of Crossing Cat.
So I think he can get his fifth energy in the
first
discard
impression.
pile now.
Yeah.
And he does have a counter for that stadium that Seb played as well.
Yeah. He should have a KO here, right?
I think so. So that'll be two counters when this one goes in. A rainbow. Oh, and two fairies.
Something like that. It's hard to keep track of so many different energy.
That's
also
150.
important to note that the 40 damage Seb did earlier with the Tapu Lele came in handy there, because first impression did 120.
Yeah.
Which made it a KO with the 40 damage. And Tamao just
he
passes.
chooses
I think he
not-
did not mean to do that. There's the O crumbs.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well,
The accidental done click.
yeah. Seb
not
obviously
sure.
doesn't have to do anything. Do you want to restart? Oh,
Oh. What?
it's a great. Okay, so
Okay.
Seb's asking if he wants to restart the whole game. Tamao's asking what I was thinking, if he could just pass
Let's see
to make the turn.
what's-
Seb doesn't have to do any of this, but Seb,
Yeah, he is a
yeah.
very nice guy.
Seb
so-
is a very nice guy.
Thanks, bro.
It shouldn't matter regardless, because he's going to end anyway. So
Yeah.
the extra card he got didn't have any effect. So once again, Seb showing his great sportsmanship in this game, and just passing the turn.
This is a very awkward attachment
Yeah,
from the discard, because he doesn't have anything like Hooper or Oranguru
yeah,
or Lele to just pile energy onto.
yeah. It's really
So
hard.
he's having to put it all on his Xerneas's. Is it Xerneas's or would it be Xernii? Comment section. That's what it's for.
I have no idea. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. I think he's short of a KO.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's no. He can KO.
If he attaches. Or am I?
He has 9 energy.
That's 180, right?
Oh no, it's not times 30. I'm so
Yeah.
used to Rayquaza at the moment.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
did Tamao attach last turn when he made Seb pass the turn?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay. Okay. So
I don't believe.
well, we'll just assume he didn't, and brush that under the rug.
Well, Pokemon do that all the time.
So
Sorry, what?
Seb has a counter and once again he needs to hit a nuts enhanced hammer turn, but with only 3 cards and 2 Zoroarks, it should be really hard.
Yeah.
And I think this is what Tamao's deck is meant to do.
Yeah.
A bit
It's meant
better.
to just meant to just pile the energy on.
It's meant to disrupt a bit more of N than the last time, where you got the enhanced hammers.
Mm-hmm.
So a really strong turn there from Tamao. Would have liked to see the energy spread a little bit more, but I think he's okay with this. Yeah, I think he's okay with it.
Yeah.
The Hooper's also a really nice inclusion just to safeguard it against Guzma plays to remove energy.
Yeah.
So back in the day, I can't remember what other day, it might have been Xerneas. They could have played one, I think Regirock or even Electrode, just because it had the ancient trait, which meant that you weren't allowed to Guzma it.
Oh, the was it? Oh, I forgot what it was called. Was it Omega something?
Yeah, it was Omega something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Omega Barrier. I think that might have been Groudon.
Yeah, it might have been Barrier.
It was something like that, but it basically...
Yeah, because Mega Groudon had the same ability. The same ancient trait.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, did he hit double puzzle?
Did he hit it again? Oh, no. Seb is just drawing the nuts, and there's no way that he can stack his deck because it's on PTCG.
So Seb finds the same play again, and don't know what the last card in his hand is. I assume some sort of draw support, maybe.
I mean,
Since
like,
he's doing all
hopefully
this
Sycamore.
Oh, no, it's just...
Oh, he had to just pass the turn.
So, not as strong as last time where he took a KO while doing that.
Yeah, it's still very strong.
Yeah, that's the best he could have hoped for, I think.
Oh, boy.
So,
You see a Voltorb.
see a Voltorb.
Immediately
wants to bench it.
See Voltorb counter energy into Tamo's hand, like,
Well, he can't use counter energy with
Oh no, he can't. Oh,
yeah,
yes,
with
yes,
Electrode.
he can't.
So
It's not a double rainbow energy.
no,
Stop being silly.
but he went straight for that Electrode.
So,
So I think Morris now more of a safety net, just to
yeah,
just in case Seb removes a ton of energies, because he looks like he's not taking many prizes.
I think Tamao just retreats into the Xerneas with 2 energy onto it.
I think that's what he's considering.
Yeah.
The only problem with this is if... Actually, I'm not sure. I think there's just no reason not to, right?
Yeah, it just safeguards your energy.
Yeah, I was thinking if there was a play which involved removing the parallel, but I think it ends up being the same. And
he gets the Electrode off his prizes.
There's the Electrode. Does Tamao play any Super Rod or Rescue Stretcher? Do you know?
Oh, I have forgotten. I think there is a Super Stretcher.
Okay.
I've really forgotten. Let me try and check.
Okay. While it does that, Seb managed to find a Mallow. He's going to trade. I'm trying to think what he'd need here. He still has his GX attack available, so... And he doesn't have Counter Catcher online. Sorry, what did you say?
Plays 2 Stretcher.
Oh, okay. So, this is Seb's best play, I think, was to get the Crossing Cut KO. And this is why Tamao wanted to retreat into the Xerneas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just safeguards more energy.
Yeah.
Not the Suicune ability, but... Sorry, that's a bad joke.
So Tamao's doing, I think, currently 120.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 120. He can make that go to 160.
So Tamao, the deck just seems to be fizzling out when
KOs are taken.
Yeah. So Seb's doing a good job identifying just to sort of take KOs to remove energy with Enhanced Hammer.
Similar. It's very similar in that respect to the Rayquaza GX deck. So as soon as KOs get taken, you sort of lose your momentum.
Yeah. Also worth noting, Tamao cannot Electrode for the rest of the game, or he loses. I mean, he can.
He can if he just wants to scoop.
But yeah. Which is also a problem because I don't think he can get enough turns to
Ooh.
get Hooper out effectively either.
No.
So,
He's
luckily for
really...
Tamao, I don't think Seb has a way to 1-hit KO Xerneas, so he can go into
No.
2-hit KO mode, which should be okay. It's just hard to think who takes the prizes first.
Yeah. Well, Tamao only has to take 2 knockouts, and then
So does Seb.
Seb has to take 2 knockouts as well.
Yeah.
Tamao really doesn't want to bench this Lele that he has in his hand.
No. I think Seb can get away with hitting the Electrode twice if he has the resources to it, but I'm not sure if he does, because Tamao's no way to really get rid of it or stop the play.
No.
But he needs to do it this turn, I think, to get any value.
Yeah, he can't hit the Electrode. His counter catchers aren't active either.
Yeah. That's the other strong thing about Xerneas, is it just sort of neglects or denies any sort of counter catcher play or behind from prize play, which is really strong, especially in this matchup.
It takes advantage of it itself.
Yeah. So.
And Seb's really trying to dig through his deck to try and find an answer to Mouse board state at the moment.
Another thing to bear in mind is that Lele is actually doing quite a decent amount of damage. He's doing 120 currently. So with a DCE, it's a KO, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Seb's seen the play as well. And I think he's going to get the enhanced hammer with double puzzle.
I think I make the mistake that most people make and forget Lele is actually a really good attacker.
Yeah, Lele is an insane attacker, especially since Tamao was forced to devote so many resources to so few Pokemon earlier in the game with the Electrode. Yeah. So you kind of got all energy stuck on the Xerneas when he rather they weren't there.
So Lele will be taking a KO.
Yeah.
And then Tamao should be able to take a KO back.
I'm not sure if he can. Oh, I mean, with a Guzma. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see what Tamao does after
Lele
that.
will... Okay, so... Well, we're going to see another double enhanced hammer play.
Yeah. He only needs one. I think he only needs the one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was... I think he wanted Tamalo to guarantee another DC next turn as well.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, because if he got rid of another energy, it would have been more energy to put on to his Lele to take a KO.
Yeah.
As well.
I think there was an argument that he didn't have to enhanced hammer the bench, since Tamao was only going to take a KO on the Zoroark. Because then so now it'd be easier for him to KO Xerneas break with the Lele. I'm not sure if the maths matters. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. I think it only matters if he attaches a basic grass. But once again, I mean, Seb's found, I think, 2 different outs to the matchup.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive.
He probably hasn't even tested against this matchup before as well. It just shows how good of a player Seb is.
Yeah. So... Tamao's already assumed.
Tamao got ready. He was just like,
So that was a really great game from Seb. Unfortunate to Tamao. Got a bit
very unlucky Tamao.
Yeah.
I think both players made some really good plays.
Yeah. So, well,
well done.
Good games.